Hello, beautiful people. Hi. Hey, happy September. Here we are on September 1st. Welcome to the week ahead tarot reading, tarot scope, energy report, whatever you want to call it. It's me, Kirsten, and this is It's Giving Mystical. How was the Ace of Wands, you guys? How was it? It was such a sexy week, but also it was so much energy. So I don't know if you felt that. I didn't say that in the reading and it didn't come through when I was feeling into the card last week. But as much as that energy can feel so good, it can also feel like a live wire. I was wondering if that was your experience, if you got turned on or excited or lit up in any way, and whether you enjoyed that and enjoyed it for the sake of the moment without it needing to mean anything, really calling in that energy of the firefly or the shooting star. Wow, 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 and just letting that be enough without having to even tend to it or do anything. You could just be in appreciation. I hope that you had some moments like that last week. The card I pulled for us this week is the Two of Pentacles. Such an interesting, I know, I'm a broken record. Such an interesting energy, but it is. It's all interesting. It's all curious, and it's all life, man. It's all life. Two of Pentacles. So Pentacles is earth energy, and two is all about balance. The Two of Pentacles, the classic image, is kind of a juggler or a jester. They look a little bit comical, and they have two pentacles in either hand, and there's an infinity loop cycling around those two pentacles, and they look like they're off balance. But one of the interesting things about the Two of Pentacles is that it's a separation card. You've heard me talk a little bit about that before, but in tarot we have, in the Rider-Waite deck in particular, we have these separation cards, and what that means is that the character, the figure on the card, is not in the card, is not in the situation. They're standing on a gray platform, and the background, the environment, is behind them. There are many ways to understand what this means and why this was a choice that was made for these cards. And I could kind of make a case for each separation card being a separation card for its own reasons. And while there might be common threads that unite them, or in some ways these separation cards have their own story to tell. And on the Two of Pentacles, the story to tell is that the character looks off balance. And if you look at the card, there is a rolling ocean behind him, her, and there's ships on this ocean, these big kind of waves. And the character is moving like they're on that ship, right? Like they're on that wavy ocean. And yet they're standing on this concrete gray platform. It almost looks like a dock, or, yeah, it looks a lot like a dock actually, like a concrete pier. There's almost like an anticipation of needing to be off balance versus a truth of being off balance. So the Two of Pentacles, another classic image, is in the Mother Peace card. It's a woman holding two twins, and there's a snake wrapping around the twins in that same infinity loop. But that idea, that just feel into that image for a moment, a mother with twins, is beautiful. And as abundant as that is, it's like you can never quite be in all the places. You can never quite cover everything. It's interesting, this shows up in September, Virgo season, back to school season. It's that feeling of having too many balls in the air, too many things to attend to. That is the most simplistic way of feeling into the Two of Pentacles. We all are balancing many things, and the earth, the world, earth energy, life requires that we are more than one thing, that we attend to and are devoted to more than one thing. At the very least, in a Two of Pentacles week, you want to have an awareness of the truth of the matter that you have to balance things. Also be aware of the fact that you may be adding to your imbalance. You may be projecting or weaving a sense of imbalance that doesn't exist. You might feel the energy of a space, of an environment, of a moment in time, and kind of co-regulate to that, take on that energy of, September, back to school, Virgo season, I have to get it all in order. And you might attune your nervous system to that without actually taking a moment to drop into how do you actually feel, what's actually happening for you in this moment. The Two of Pentacles, one of the images that comes through when I sit with it today is this image of taffy. And something about this balancing is actually an expansion. There's some kind of expansion happening in terms of how you manage your responsibilities, your earth energy, the things that you have to attend to. Recognize that in this week, you might feel like there's always another voice calling your name. Like there's always another place that you could turn your attention, and that's okay. So what do you do in that moment? You feel your feet on the ground, and you can take that metaphorically or literally, but you feel your feet on the ground and you feel your own inner balance, and you feel your own inner capacity to be with a living world. And then you attend to things in your own time. I would say to you in a Two of Pentacles week, I always say take your time, but I really mean take your time with each task. Notice the sense of distractibility, of irritability, of frenetic energy that might be present, and see what you can do to just be with where you are in the moment. There will be enough time. This is something I've talked about on this podcast before, and something that my kids make fun of me, but in shamanism, Quetzalcoatl is the protector guide of the middle world. And my shaman teacher a long time ago said to me, you can always call on Quetzalcoatl if you have a lot to do. You can say, like, Quetzalcoatl, be with me in this, like, help me manage my time. Yesterday I had a crazy day, and I just did that. Like, I just called on that energy, and everything happened exactly on schedule. Like, I did that thing where I kind of packed too much into my day, and yet there was room for everything. So maybe it's not Quetzalcoatl, maybe you have some other energy that you call to, some other angel you call to, but ask for help right now. Like, let there be enough time. And that image of taffy, time is malleable, space is malleable, the universe is malleable, our experience is malleable. Don't get tricked into believing that you're running out of time. Again, always calling on Gay Hendricks. He's like our modern day Quetzalcoatl. That's so funny. Anyways, but sorry. That's really funny, but it's kind of true. But what he says is that, we have this self-sorcery around time. We kind of trick ourselves with time. I don't have enough time. I'm running out of time. How will I get it all done? That energy can be very activated in September, can be very activated in this first week ahead. So how could you have a sense of not doing that? So when you hear yourself say those things, when you feel that you kind of invoking those mantras around not enough time, can you notice it and just stop doing it and see what would happen if you replaced it with, I have all the time in the world. I am always right on time. There is space and room for everything important in my life. There is space and room for me to attend to everything with care and with fullness. Just even that sense of the malleability, the stretchability, the expansiveness and taffy-like quality of time and attention and awareness, something to really think about and explore this week. The other thing that came up when I was sitting with this card was this idea of how things that can feel so disparate are actually incredibly connected, our day to day. And you can say, well, I have work to do, and I have my family, and I have friends, and my relationships. I have things to attend to. And it can feel sometimes there's a place you want to be, and then there's the place you are. And it can be not in our best interest to be in other places. It really does behoove us to be where you are, to be here now. And sometimes we can have this sense, like, if I'm here now, what if I miss the thing? Or what if I miss the moment? Or what if I don't get enough space to be with the things that I'm more curious and interested about? What if I run out of time? Or what if I don't pay attention to them and they go away? Or what if I miss my chance? The Two of Pentacles, the reminder in this week is you are exactly where you're supposed to be. You're always exactly where you're supposed to be. And the thing that you have in front of you, whatever it is, whether you like it, don't like it, are frustrated by it, are in love with it, like whatever this thing is, wherever you are right now, it is exactly right. And I will tell you that when you open to this sense of possibility around that, you'll notice that it all adds up to one. So you're spending time doing this thing, whether it's something you want to do or not want to do, it's the thing that's with you right now. It will place you, it will support you to show up in the other places a little bit differently, to show up in the other places a little more fully. And you'd be surprised at how the things end up weaving together. And I'm sure you've had that experience, had a job or a task or a project or a relationship where you're like, God, man, that was a waste of time. But then in the long game, when you look at it, you're like, actually, that was exactly what I needed at that moment. And that is partially why I'm able to be here now. That is partially why I found the success and the happiness and the expansion and the joy here right now. I say that the other image that I'll share with you along these lines is my children and I were talking about the hurricanes. And for those of you who live with hurricanes, you know that when there's hurricanes down in the Caribbean, especially on the East Coast here, right? When there's hurricanes down in the Caribbean or in the Southern Atlantic, it changes the surf up along the coast, right? So if you have surfers in your life, they love a good hurricane in the Caribbean because all the big waves come up on the East Coast and it's so much fun. And we were talking about that. But then this week, this most recent hurricane, it created all of these rip currents along the East Coast, these really strong rip currents. And my children and I were talking about how interesting it is that the ocean is so interconnected the way that it is, and that you feel so vast, right? Like the ocean, like how could something happening hundreds and hundreds of miles away have such a profound and specific impact on this other region of the ocean? That's also here. Like, do you see how I get that energy of the butterfly flaps its wings, in one part of the world, and it creates a typhoon somewhere else. There's this sense of like, you really don't know what's going to add up to what and what's going to lead to what. So could you trust this moment? Could you trust where your awareness is being called to right now? And this is something we work with a lot when people I work with, women I work with. There's often this idea of like jumping ahead or running back. Oh, what was? I'm so focused on what was, whatever those experiences were for good or bad, for, beauty or trauma, and where I'm projected into the future of what I want, what I desire. Often the most potent magic in your life is to attend to what is in front of you, whether it be bills or a closet to clean out or a tough conversation or a child who needs you or a friendship that needs you or, your own breath, your own practice, getting the rest you need. I mean, these things are so boring, and yet that's what we need to do. That's the kind of the lesson and the trick of the magic of this manifestation, of this incarnation. If I attend to what is right in front of me, you have no idea what ripple, what echo, what potential is unlocked by that. My cousin teases me all the time, but I guess at one point I said to her, a life of ease takes a lot of discipline, or it takes a lot of discipline to be at ease. And I love when clients and family like play things back to me. I'm like, that's a good one. But it is a good one. There's something about the integrity created, the spaciousness created when you attend to what life is asking of you right now. Two of Pentacles is really about balancing earth energy, but it also has this feeling this week of playing with the malleability of time, playing with the malleability of what is possible in terms of spaciousness and ease and flow in your life. And also this call to be where you are and trust that being where you are is going to lead you to everything you seek. And it's preparing you. And there is no wasted moment. There is no wasted practice. There is no wasted breath. Nothing's wasted. We don't live in a universe of waste. It can feel like it. We can feel this pressure, this anxiety on ourselves to not miss out, to not miss the boat, to be on time. And what if you are right on time? What if you are exactly in the right place? I hope that's helpful. I hope you can feel that. And I hope you can play with that this week, because there's something, again, that the dual meaning of this taffy, this malleability, is there's something about, I wouldn't say a test, but there's something kind of playful and mischievous about this energy, kind of testing, but in this very loving, playful way of like, are you willing to be here now? Are you willing to be here now and trust that we have not missed a step, that we have not laid out this path in the wrong way, and that if you're right here now, where you're going to go next is going to really surprise you, and you're going to be amazed at how this adds up to one. How being here now is exactly right, and it takes you to the next, and it takes you to the next, and it takes you to the next, and then you look back and you say, oh shit, that was exactly right. I have always been right on time. All right, Two of Pentacles, it's a lovely message. The September monthly energy report, I'm going to have it out this weekend. I didn't want to release these two together, and I will also have your September tarot scope for every sign. And I'm also going to release this month my first interview with Nina, my Healer Salon interview series, and I'm really excited to share that with you. And it's just like, keep on trucking with the It's Giving Mystical podcast and with what we're creating here. And I just want to say, so many of you reach out to me and send me notes and messages and stories and synchronicities, and it is like the gift of my life to hear that. I love it so much. This podcast, I don't really know what I'm doing, but I offer it as an offering. I really give it as a gift to myself, to my own practice, to everyone I work with and love and adore, and even people I don't know. Like, I send this out with such I can't say good or bad, I just say pure intention. Like my heart is really in this. And so to hear that that matters, that that lands with you, I just am so grateful for every one of those notes. And I'm so grateful for every one of you. And I just send out love and blessings. And I love this idea of malleability this week. Play with that. Play with this idea. Like notice your mantras around time and shift those, man. Shift those. You are always right on time. There's always plenty of time. You have all the time in the world. May you feel that this week. Sending you so much love. Big, 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 big hugs. And I love September. Talk to you soon. Bye. It's giving everything is sacred. It's giving art. It's giving light you up and turn you on and set you free. It's giving curiosity. It's giving freedom. It's giving love. It's giving you are more magical and powerful than you can comprehend. It's giving, I don't know what's happening, but I am so here for it. It's giving you are pure potential. It's giving mystical.